On a serious note now, as I've already mentioned on the show, this year we intend to pursue the subject of Australia's horrific road toll. And today we're talking to a man who's turned his personal grief into a national campaign against drink driving. Please welcome Neville Bews. Welcome to the show, Neville.
Thank you very much indeed.
Stay alive, don't drink drive, which of course the initials become s.a.d.d.a.d. That's a good indication of the sort of organisation that you've begun. Perhaps the best spot to start at, Neville, would be to tell us the story of your personal grief.
Yes, well, I lost my daughter in December of '87 in a car accident with a drunk driver who was already on bail for a drinking offence, for a drink driving offence. His alcohol content from the first charge was middle to high range. The second charge was when my daughter lost her life. His alcohol content was more than 3 times the legal limit. 2 other girls in the accident were very, very seriously injured. One has got brain damage and is intellectually impaired for the rest of her life. And another child lost her arm at the shoulder, a young girl, actually.
How old was your daughter?
18.
And this is when?
In December of '87.
Right. Well, in that ensuing time, in the 18 months or whatever, obviously, as I mentioned in my introduction to you, from what I've read about you, you decided to take positive action. I mean, the grief that you feel could be understood only by those people who've been through the same sort of grief. And I guess there are 2 ways to go in circumstances like this: to have your own life just come to an end, seemingly, or do something about it. And you decided to do something about it.
Yes, well, initially we all suffered, as one would appreciate, complete devastation. We went through a period of grief, which obviously, as one could realise, we still suffer from. After the actual court case, we decided that we should form a public meeting and meet discussing it with friends and do something about it. It's a tragic thing to happen to anybody. You've got relatives and friends that are, 50 or 60 people are affected, with each individual that either loses their life or is injured in a car accident. And laws are such in the state of New South Wales where a person can be charged with a drink driving offence and, in essence, walk out of the police station, hop in his car and do the same damn thing again. Now, Victoria are a little bit more advanced. They have the power of the Victorian police to suspend the licences on a high range only from 0.15 and over, and taking in mind that is 3 times the legal limit. The police have the power to suspend the licence immediately until such times as that person is taken before the court and dealt with. And it's very, very sad that we haven't got that same situation nationally throughout all the states of Australia. And we're endeavouring to do that. And in doing so, save a lot of lives and save a lot of people from becoming very seriously injured.
So apart from the lobbying to get the law changed, do you also have any counselling services with your organisation to help the bereaved people?
Yes, we have. We're open for anybody to phone us, to talk to us, to come to us. We have, one could say, no professional people to handle that situation, but neither, again, has any state where they have got no trauma centres set up to handle accident victims. And our idea was to see if we could get a national fund in the long term to get some sort of personalities and that behind us to enable us to do this, so we could set up trauma centres throughout the various cities of Australia to be able to handle that.
Now, just back to that initial impact, when you receive that news that you've lost your child or you've lost a loved one in a road accident and there's drink driving involved, I mean, the anger you feel inside, it must be very hard to control. Did you, early in the piece, did you want to take the law into your own hands?
That certainly goes through your mind. I'm probably a little bit fortunate in the sense that I have some very, very dear friends who are have been very supportive and still are, and very advisable. And I had, somebody very close to turn to. But apart from the initial shock, and the first thing that hits your mind, and it's the thing that hits everybody's mind throughout Australia, why is it me? And the thing that hits people's minds and people don't think about is it's not going to happen to me, so why worry about it? And that, it's just so untrue, and this is the point we've really got to get across.
What about your marriage? Because quite often in a case like this, when a loved one has gone under these circumstances, one of two things happens, and that is that the marriage or the partnership is strengthened or it starts to fall apart.
Well, the girl's mum and I were divorced at the particular time of the accident, but we have a friendly relationship, and we still do have a friendly relationship. We have another daughter who's now 18 years of age, who's gone through a very, very sad time over the loss of her sister. And I have a daughter who's 10 years of age. It's actually Karen's stepsister. And even that little girl at 8, years of 8 and 9 years of age, when she heard Karen's favourite song played on the radio, would completely break down herself, It's devastating. One can't impress upon the public so much that, for God's sake, unless you get behind us and do something about us and support us, you could be the next victim.
Where can people contact you?
I can be contacted by telephone in Newcastle, at New South Wales. The phone number is 049 437 667, or the address is 2/39 Edward Street, Charlestown, Newcastle, 2290 is the postcode.
We'll keep that on file. Anybody who didn't manage to get it down, if they write to the show, we'll pass it on. Neville, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much indeed, Bert.
Neville Bews.